We're here to talk about how to reduce or how you can reduce your menopausal belly fat. Now, let me show you a little bit about why I am the expert at this topic. Even though you're probably thinking, hey, you're a guy, what do you know about menopausal belly fat? Let me show you my experience and why you should listen to me. I've had over 50,000 sessions of personal training in the last 25, 30 years, which puts me in the top probably 1.5% of all personal trainers. 49,000, about 49,000 of those sessions were with perimenopausal and menopausal women. So I have lots and lots of experience. Here's a little more credibility if you need it. I was named Personal Trainer of the Year by the American Council on Exercise. I was a 3-time finalist. That's the top 3 for NSCA Personal Trainer Year. And I helped write the questions for the Personal Trainer National Board exam. Here's a picture of me in Men's Fitness magazine. Here's a picture of me. The one on the right is on the cover of Personal Fitness Professional magazine. I was a finalist for their Personal Trainer of the Year 4 different times. If you're doing the math, I've been a finalist for Personal Trainer of the Year 11 times total. One of them. That's about 9%. Not horrible. Again, here's a profile of me in Personal Fitness Professional magazine. Here's an article I did with Women's Day magazine. You can see on the cover it says take 2 inches off your waist, which is, of course, is one of those magazine scams that they pull all the time. And here's my article inside, Tone Up That Tummy. That's a little picture of me. Whoops, we skipped that. Here's an article I did called Get Lean All Over. I know that the title is How to Lose Menopausal Belly Fat, but you know, and I know, that targeting belly fat or targeting fat any specific place in your body is impossible. I became famous, at least in the industry years ago, for saying you have no more control over where you lose fat than you did over where you gained it. No control. There's no such thing as spot reduction. What I want to help you do is, just like it says in this article I did for Shape Magazine, get lean all over. Doesn't that make more sense? Doesn't that sound better than just losing menopausal belly fat? That would be ridiculous, right? Now, we're going to keep this short and quick. In the next couple of days, this is part 1 of 3 parts. We're looking at efficient, effective eating, efficient, effective exercise, and efficient and effective self-care. My dogs are trying to get inside for their dinner. I hope you can't hear that. Today, we'll look at 3 points when it comes to efficient, effective eating. I want to keep this as simple as possible, at least today. If you have further questions, you want more detail, just leave me a message below and I will answer it right away. Obviously, this is live. If we need to cover something else tomorrow, I'll just put it in the presentation. No problem. Ask me any questions you have. I'll get right to it. I'll answer it in the presentation. If it's personal, I'll answer it in a message. Okay? Number 1 rule, stick to whole foods. There was a study just a few months ago, where a group of women were allowed to eat all the whole foods they wanted to, and a second group of women were allowed to eat all the processed foods they wanted to. At the end of the study, the women who ate the processed foods gained weight. The women who ate only whole foods, and remember, they were allowed to eat as much as they wanted to, those women actually lost weight. They were naturally less hungry. My dogs are going crazy. Nice timing. Remember, when you eat processed foods were engineered to get you to eat more of them. Food companies are in the business of selling more food. The more they can get you to eat, the more food you're going to buy, the better off they are. Number 2, eat more protein. Protein increases your metabolic rate. Protein is There's something called the thermic effect of feeding. When you eat certain foods, how can I put this? I'll put it more simply. When you eat 100 grams of protein, about 20, my dogs, when you eat about 100 calories of protein, sorry, about 20 of those calories go into burning the protein. When you eat the same number of calories of fat, for example, or carbs, almost all of those calories go into your body. They're not used in the processing. I hope that made sense. So, when you eat the equivalent amount of protein, you ingest less of the protein. I'm not putting that well. That's okay. In effect, my dogs are throwing me off. I'm sorry. The effect is, oh, they stopped. Oh, they threw me off. I'm sorry. The effect is protein has a higher rate of, oh my God. Oh, you get more from eating protein than you get out of eating carbs. Oh, I'll go back and re-record that part. Number 3, my goodness, you might need fewer carbs. That goes along with number 2. If you're eating more protein, you should eat less of, well, you pretty much have to eat less of something else to keep your calories about the same, right? So when you eat more protein, you're better off cutting carbs for the most part than cutting fat to keep your total calorie intake about the same. So, whew, tomorrow, when I'll pick a better time when dogs aren't bothering me for dinner. It was so stupid to plan this right in the middle of their dinner time. Tomorrow at about the same time, maybe, we'll see, depending on what the dogs say. We'll talk about, and the slide's wrong. We'll talk about efficient, effective exercise. Efficient, effective exercise. Let me tell you a little clue ahead of time. One of the problems you're probably having right now is that you're not doing the right exercises. You're not doing them the right way. And in many cases, you're probably doing too much exercise. Yes, you can do too much exercise, and that can actually make you end up gaining belly fat. Too much exercise can make you gain belly fat. You want to find out how? I'll explain more tomorrow, and I'll see you then.